My stepsister sent me 70 photos of them in bed and bragged, "I'm his next wife." So I made sure those pictures turned her into a celebrity. Can you even imagine getting 70 intimate photos of your husband with your own stepsister? All delivered with the chilling message, "I'm his next wife?" My world didn't just crumble that night. It ignited a fire in me I never knew I had. What happened next wasn't just payback. It was a masterclass in turning humiliation into pure, unadulterated power. My name is Meredith Hayes. I'm 42, a senior editor, and for years I genuinely thought I had the perfect life. I lived in a quiet suburb of Cincinnati with my 7-year-old daughter, Gail, and my husband, Glenn. Well, husband was the word I used back then. Now I'm not even sure what to call him. It all began at exactly 2:21 in the morning. I remember the precise time because I just rolled over in bed, trying to figure out why my phone kept buzzing on the nightstand. I wasn't expecting any messages. Glenn wasn't home, naturally. He claimed he was out late for a business dinner with a big supplier for our auto shop. That was nothing new, sadly. But then the screen flashed with a text from a number I instantly recognized. Valerie, my stepsister. That name used to just be an annoyance. A reminder of the awkward time my dad remarried after my mother passed, bringing this entitled, spoiled 20-something into my already complicated life. Now that name tastes like acid. I squinted in the dim light and opened the message. The first one read, "He's just plain and cold. I'm Glenn's next wife." I blinked once, maybe twice. It was like reading a joke with absolutely no punchline. I remember the rain hitting the window, the sound distant, muffled. Then the flood came. One photo after another popped up in my message window. They weren't screenshots or blurry snaps taken from afar. No, these were high-quality, smiling, intimate pictures. Dinner dates. Weekend getaways. Hotel room selfies. Her hand tucked inside his pocket, his arm around her shoulder. My stomach clenched, not with pain yet, but with a cold, solid understanding. 70 photos. 70. I could have screamed. I could have cried. I could have thrown the phone across the room, woken Gail, sleeping peacefully beside me, curled up with her thumb near her mouth. But I didn't. That just wasn't my style. I pressed the mute button instead, so the notifications wouldn't wake Gail. Then, in the dark, I looked through every single one of those 70 pieces of evidence. This was no quick glance. This was a methodical, terrifying inventory. There was one of him holding a wine glass with that ridiculous, smug half-smile he always used to give me when I suggested going out for dinner. Another with her wearing his college hoodie, the faded one I had folded just that morning and put in his drawer. The sheer audacity was what really got me. She was flaunting my entire life back at me, photo by photo. I zoomed in on their faces. They weren't hiding. They were smiling right into the camera, practically challenging me. I focused on the details. The expensive watch he was wearing, the leather bag on the floor in one of the hotel shots. And then one photo stood out. This was the moment the emotional betrayal became a legal strategy. It wasn't because of what they were doing, but because of what was in the background, a business sign. Our business sign. It was blurry but unmistakable. The logo of the auto shop we owned. It told me everything I needed to know about where the money for those weekend getaways had come from. The funds that were supposed to be securing Gail's college fund, expanding our business, building our future, were financing this sick little affair with my stepsister. The level of malice and arrogance it takes to send those to me, expecting tears, expecting me to crumble. They didn't send me heartbreak. They sent me ammunition. I downloaded every image immediately. I didn't rely on the message metadata. I used a separate app to check the exact timestamps